Hey, what is up everybody, Reubin here. My name's Reubin and welcome to Business Sonata. Now this is basically a game where you are the CEO and you, obviously as all CEOs have got the responsibility of making the tough decisions. So we're going to jump straight into this game and we're going to have a look at what kind of decisions are going to come across my table that I need to make. So we are sitting in your office while 3 of your employees enter the room and will line up before you. Okay, so decide who is getting fired. Okay? No, I don't want to choose who's getting fired. I don't know anything about them. Wait, did I do something wrong? Kyle. Fired Kyle. You chose to fire Kyle, you took away his chance of recovering from the house fire. After telling the friend he was staying with that he wouldn't be able to pay any rent, he was kicked out and had to live on the street. Shortly after, he died from a gunshot wound after trying to steal liquor. You are a monster. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm a monster. That was not supposed to happen. I think I misclicked somewhere. I think I did something wrong. Oh my gosh, I am a monster. I think I did something wrong. I fired Kyle, now he's without a job. He couldn't pay rent, so his friend kicked him out, where he ended up getting shot living on the street. Oh my gosh. Okay, I clearly did something very, very wrong there. So once again, there's 3 employees in front of me. I'm not sure. Okay, so the suits. I take it you know why I called you to stand before me. Do you idiots have any idea why you're here? I take it you guys know why you're here. Okay, so I take it you know why you are called to stand before me. Nope. A raise maybe. Okay. Katie says, not really. And Jay says, no idea, boss. So it's okay. You idiots were summoned here because one of you needs to get out of that door and never come back. No, let's not say that. I've got a surprise for you. One of you are going to get canned. Okay. By the end of the session, one of you is never coming back. That seems a little bit nicer than the other ones. Okay, so Kate says, no, and starts looking around nervously. Jay gets a sad look on his face and starts staring at the floor. Kyle slowly shakes his head and in disbelief and disappointment. Okay, so the last 3 weeks I noticed some people were performing less than adequate. So I've decided to take the 3 worst performing employees and see which one needs to go first. As you all know, I am a forgiving and compassionate person. Kyle whispers, yeah, right. Were you saying something, Holstein? No, sir. Good. As I was saying, that's why I'm giving you 3 a chance to explain yourself before I make my final decision. So, let's start off with Kyle. Now, Kyle, as we already know, is trying to recover from some kind of house fire. So, let's start off with you, Kyle. Who are you again? My name is Kyle Holstein. I'm 29 years old and I've been working at this company for 7 years. What is it you do here exactly? I'm the lead programmer. Alrighty, move on. Let's discuss your work. Do you love your job? Sure. Kyle is clearly faking a smile. Okay, so someone that doesn't sound very convincing. Well, you're still paying the minimum wage after 7 years and I just don't feel appreciated at all. Not appreciated. You've got a picture of you right here in my office. Just look at your left. That's dick butt. Okay. You get paid what you are worth. Maybe you should show some effort for a change. Okay, I suppose that if you are paying them on performance, and for 7 years this person has been continuously underperforming, you've been considerate enough to keep them around. I mean, no company, if you're continuously underperforming and continuously not meeting targets, the company is not going to keep you around just for the shits and giggles of it. They are going to get rid of you. So by me saying that you get paid what you are worth is not really a bad thing to say, because if you're underperforming, it means that you are not going to get a performance increase. Kyle looks defeated. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll try harder. I might be a little late for that, but we'll see. Okay, so your work these last 2 weeks was superb. What's subpar? Oh, why is that, Kyle? Well, you've been late almost every day. Your clothes aren't washed and I noticed you're on a website searching for loans and houses. Can you explain this, Kyle? My house, well, spit it out. My house burned down a month ago. I'm living with friends now and I'm still waiting for the money from the insurance company. You youngsters nowadays can't handle the least bit of a setback. When I was your age, I lost everything I owned. And you know what? It made me stronger, damn it. Since I didn't have anything anymore, I could focus purely on my job. I've worked 16 hours a day, and that's what made me the strong man you see sitting before you today. Carl looks as though he's about to cry any minute. Okay. What are your thoughts on K and J? Are you sure this is the right time to talk about that? Why not? Aren't we all communicating openly here? Fine. I think Kate works hard, but I suspect she's been stealing. What? Are you kidding me? If anyone's stealing, it's you. I saw you putting office supplies in a backpack. Those are my personal belongings. I was switching desks. Liar. Silence. Go on, Carl. What can you tell me about Jay? Jay looks towards Carl and shakes his head. Jay is a good friend of mine. He has had some bad days, but so do we all. Kate looks hatefully at Kyle. I see. I get the feeling you are hiding something, but I'm a man of little time, so this'll have to do. Enough about that. Okay, so we've got enough basically what we do on Carl. So in short, he believes that Jay is his best friend, and that obviously, just like everybody does, has had a bad day. He believes that Kate, however, is stealing from the company. And Carl's work has been subpar for the last couple of months, but that doesn't explain the last 7 years. Has been subpar for the last couple of months because of his house burning down. Okay, which I can understand. That is a pretty traumatic event, and the boss is just being an absolute douche. I mean, I am just being an absolute douche. Okay, so let's move on to Kate. What does Kate have to say? So, explain to me who you are, Kate. Okay, so my name's Kate Lois. I'm a marketing manager. I see. How long have you been working here? About 4 years now. Let's move on. Let's discuss your work. What do you think about your job? I love being a marketing manager. Being around people and hearing all the feedback is wonderful. Kate faintly smiles. Is there anything that you don't like? Not really. Alright then, let's move on. Let's discuss your performance at work these last few weeks. So Kate, I got a lot of complaints about you crying all day and you've been arriving late fairly often. Can you explain your strange behavior? It's my son, Sean. What about him? He was diagnosed with leukemia. Kate's eyes begin to... Oh no. He was feeling really ill last month, and when I brought him to the hospital, that's what the doctor said. There's a 50-50 chance he'll recover, but he might... I see. Well, I hope you'll have some sort of news soon. In the meantime, you'll either have a lot more time with your son soon, or you'll have to keep those tears for yourself. I'm a dick. Oh my shit. Okay, now when I refer to me, I'm referring to me as the boss, the CEO over there. I am a douche, like an absolute fucktard. One man lost his house, his fucking house burned down. The other lady's son has got leukemia, and I'm telling her to keep it to herself. I'm a fucking douchebag. But okay. So what do you think about Kyle and Jay? I don't like Kyle at all. He's lying all the time. You know I'm standing right here, right? It's true though. I see. And what are your thoughts on Jay? I don't really know him well, but he seems like a cool guy. Jay smiles slightly. Fair enough. Okay, so let's change the topic and let's move on to Jay. Okay, explain to me who you are, Jay. My name is Jay Martin. I'm 33 years old. I'm a 33-year-old accountant, and I've been employed for you for about 5 years now. A whiff of alcohol comes flying your way. Have you been drinking, Jay? Well, yes. You see, Jay is clearly very nervous. I know enough. Do you love your job? It's a bit boring at times, but I really like my job. Boring? What do you mean boring? Well, then I guess you won't mind if you lose it, right? That's not what I meant. It's just that I sometimes have a bad day, you know? Not at all. But let's continue. People tell me you're making a lot of mistakes as of late. I can't get enough sleep, so then go to bed earlier. That's not the issue, I'm afraid. Take it to sad look on his face. I'm divorcing my wife. I caught her cheating with my best friend. Since the incident, I have anxiety and trust issues and I can hardly get any sleep. Well, Jay, I got in a divorce too. But I don't come in here smelling like booze and making stupid mistakes left and right. I'll take it into consideration, but I'm not making any promises. Okay, so is there anything that you can tell me about Kyle and Kate? Kyle is a cool, hard-working guy. Kate seems a little troubled, but aren't we all? I'm not troubled, that's for sure. You seem overly positive about your co-workers. Any negatives? Kyle wears the same clothes a lot, and Kate cries often. Kyle rolls his eyes. Kate looks down at the floor. That's better. No one is perfect. Oh, so what do I do now? Can I go back and try and see? Do you love your job? Work last week? Why is that? Okay, so this is basically just the repeat of it again. Okay, so I've basically heard everybody's stories. Now I need to make the decision. Of who is going to get fired. So let's do a quick recap. So Kyle is a different guy. His house is obviously burnt down. And because of that, it is affecting his work. He's tardy, he's untidy, he's coming in late, he's wearing the same clothes, and his performance is not where it should be, especially after he's been here for 7 years. So that is Kyle's story. Yes, I wouldn't even try to imagine or try and pretend to understand what he was going through. Obviously, with his entire house burning down, that could be a whole nother mission on its own. Then we move on to Kate. Now, Kate, I believe, out of these three, has got the worst situation out of all of them. Yes, a house that burns down. Yes, all of your belongings are in there, but yes, it can be rebuilt if you've got insurance. You can buy a new house. There is things in place to prevent it. At the end of the day, it is just a house. However, that is where you live. If you don't have an income, you can't obviously afford the house, you can't afford the insurance on the house, and therefore you will be homeless. So yes, although it is tough, I'm not quite sure it's there where Kate is. Jay, he's going through a divorce. You know what? Not all relationships are meant to work out. Sometimes, after a couple of months, people realize that. Sometimes after a couple of years. Sometimes people have been married for 20, 30 years and they realize that it is not for them. They feel and they realize that there is nothing there anymore and that a divorce is now necessary. A lot of people go through divorce and it obviously affects everybody differently. Some people are going to react very differently to how somebody else would react. And obviously the way Jay's reacting right now is he is being tardy, he's being late, he's drinking, he's barely sleeping, so he's tired, and it's affecting his overall performance. Once again, that is just simply how an event like this is affecting him as a person. And I get the idea that the boss is being an absolute bitch about this and is not caring about any of their situations and just wants to fire somebody. But now if we get back to Kate. Kate's situation for me is a lot worse off than the other two boys, simply because it's her son. Her son has been diagnosed with leukemia. And for those of you who don't know or don't understand leukemia is it's a fucked up disease. It is a fucked up sickness that has taken so many young children, and it is just stupidly unfair. And yes, you can get over your wife. I know that sounds really fucked up, but you can get over your wife. You can move on. You can continue your life. Your house is burnt down. You can move on. But if your son passes away because of a sickness such as leukemia, and I personally know of a situation where leukemia has ruined families, has ruined relationships within that family, and has just brought complete devastation to that family. So if you lose your child due to leukemia, I can imagine, or I can only pretend to imagine of how much it would actually affect a person's performance at work, because your brain is constantly going to be on your son, the sickness that he's got, how much time you've got left with your child. So I know for a fact it's not going to be Kate, and that's not just because her sob story is the best, but because this is something that I can truly understand. This is the kind of thing that people take time off of work to deal with something like this. This is the kind of thing where sometimes psychologists and treatment needs to be involved for parents and that to deal with something as severe as their child having leukemia. So definitely it's not going to be Kate, because that I can almost 100% understand, and this dick of a boss needs to fucking understand that as well. So we're sitting with a decision between Kyle and Jay. Jay, divorce, drinking, always late. Kyle, burnt down house. As much as you know what, either one is going to be a fucked up situation. But you know what, I think I'm going to go with Jay because, well, we saw what happened when I chose Carl the first time. They ended up getting shot. But you know what, at the end of the day, if you divorce somebody, no matter how much you love them, if you guys are getting divorced, you guys are getting divorced for a reason. There's obviously something that has gone wrong. Either something is not working anymore. We don't know the full backstory. He could have been cheating. Oh, no, he did actually say that his wife cheated with his best friend. Fuck, okay, we did actually know that there was cheating. And you know what? As much as it is painful, I have a simple outlook when it comes to cheating. If you are going to cheat on somebody, that is it. That is that person's chance blown. Regardless of what fucking bullshit story they are going to throw at you, regardless of what kind of story or what the excuses might be, that person deserves for the relationship to come to an end. I don't care if you've been married for 1 year. I don't care if you've only been dating for a week. I don't care if you've been married for 40 years. If that person has made the conscious decision to cheat on their partner, that is a decision that, you know what, you need to take responsibility for your actions. You chose to marry one person and now you're unhappy. Now you're looking for that happiness with someone else. I don't condone it. I have got no space for it in my life. Personally, it has happened to me once or twice. So I have a very strong opinion about that one specific topic. But you can move on. You can start a new life. So personally, I am going to say the person getting fired is Jay. Okay, so fire Jay. You chose to fire Jay. Jay lost a lawsuit he was in and lost everything, including his kids. After the loss of everything he loved, he relied on alcohol to pass his days. He eventually got into a drunken fight and was stabbed with a knife 4 times in the neck. You are a monster. Oh shit. Okay, I don't think there's going to be a good outcome or a right outcome in this game. I think either way, the decision you make is going to have a fucked up effect on either person that you choose, whether it's Kate, Carl, or Jay. Either way, it is going to have severe repercussions on that person's life. Obviously, as being fired would, because obviously in the world we live today, your work has to be everything, because without it, you can't earn money. Without that money, you can't live. Money for food, money for a house, money for a roof over your head, money for clothes, money for... Unfortunately, and I know a lot of people hate it, but the world revolves around money. There's no getting around it. There's no trying to dodge it or anything like that. You need money to survive. So any situation, being fired, whether it's Jay, Kate or Carl, it's going to end off badly. Wow, okay, so that took a turn for the worst. I did not expect it to be that dark. I thought it was just going to be some fun little decisions that I'm going to have to play. I did not actually think that it's going to have this severe of an outcome, which I could obviously imagine could possibly happen in a real world situation. Somebody gets fired at the worst possible stage in their life, and just it is too much, and they turn to either bad habits or bad hobbies, or they fall in with the wrong people, crowd or situations, and it absolutely just completely ruins their life from their point, simply because something as being fired happened at completely the wrong time when they just couldn't afford for this to happen as well. But I do hope you guys enjoyed that game. There's a lot of sensitive topics on that one. It was pretty interesting, and it was something a little bit different, which I enjoyed. Now, if you guys enjoyed this, by all means, please leave a like, subscribe. I do appreciate all the love and support, and I will see you guys in my next video. But obviously, until then, cheers.